Revenue is not increasing. Where did you go wrong? Are you building a business or digging your own grave? Every month, you're burning money on ads, constantly hiring people who then leave, and customers visit once and disappear without a trace. There is no system, no control, no profit, just you, exhausted, chasing after work every day. The cruel truth is, the market doesn't care how hard you try. It only cares if you're doing it right. Many people dive into business with burning ambition, only to quietly retreat with losses, debts, and shame. They are not incompetent. They simply lack a clear roadmap to follow. There are strategies that successful people always quietly apply, while those who fail never realize them. Now is the time for you to learn about them. Strategy 1. Hands-on and detailed, the core of a solid foundation. A strong organization starts with the tangible presence of its leader. When the operator stays detached, avoiding small tasks like checking inventory, tidying up the counter, or observing repeated actions, they lose the right to deeply understand operations. Every system begins with seemingly trivial details, but they are the lifeblood of discipline. Ignoring them invites fragmentation into every process. Don't confuse strategic roles with avoidance. A builder's mindset must lay the foundation. You can't direct the foundation from the rooftop. A team will never exceed its standards if the leader allows complacency. When no one sets an example in the details, compromise begins. Each small slack becomes the precursor to greater deviations. Staff ignore a fallen item because they've never seen anyone pick it up. Processes are bypassed because no one watches closely. Customer trust weakens, not due to big errors, but because of accumulated neglect. If a system is not cared for, link by link, it will break where you least expect. And when it breaks, you don't just lose financially, you lose culture. To restore standards, return to where the real work happens. Step into the warehouse floor, the sales counter, observe staff in action, and watch customer reactions. Touching the details is the fastest way to reach the truth. Every day should include some direct interactions, not just reports. Quiet but consistent presence fosters discipline. Don't wait for mistakes to correct them. Lead by specific example, and new standards will spread without orders. But presence alone isn't enough if your inner spirit is cold. The real vitality of an organization lies not in structure, but in the fire within its leader. Strategy 2. Passion and enthusiasm. The fuel that drives momentum. In any business ecosystem, the leader must ignite flames, not just issue commands. Passion doesn't come from lengthy speeches. It shines through your eyes, decision-making speed, and daily initiative. When the leader is excited, the team moves faster, speaks louder, and believes more in their mission. Enthusiasm can't be borrowed. It must be lived, expressed in every interaction. A leader with positive energy inspires others to keep going, even through hardship. That is the real ripple effect of a pioneer. The atmosphere in a business turns coldest when the leader loses their spark. When negative moods recur, doubt spreads, even among those once deeply committed. The team begins to work just enough. They sell without zeal, solve problems with reluctance. Customers sense this faster than any report can show. A passionless organization becomes a soulless machine. Worse, if left too long, it loses the ability to heal. At that point, change is no longer a choice. It becomes a final act of survival. Energy must be constantly renewed. Reconnect with the reason you began this journey. Meet satisfied customers. Reread positive feedback. Listen to employees recall how they overcame challenges. These moments aren't for praise. They're fuel. Each week, create or join one truly exciting moment. More importantly, let the team see that spark in you. They won't move faster if their leader slows down. When passion is large and contagious, it doesn't just turn your team into a unit, it turns customers into a community. And that's when the bigger question arises: who are you really serving? Strategy 3. Customer-centric, a mission, not a metric. A business isn't born to make money. It exists to serve a specific group with clear needs. When the mission becomes retaining and satisfying customers, profit follows naturally. No one returns where they don't feel valued. No one recommends a place they can't trust. Customer focus isn't a marketing slogan. It's a survival principle. It begins with the question, what does the buyer feel at each touch point? When an organization truly answers that, it enters the phase of experience-driven operations. If you view customers as profit tools, your company will soon become a cold sales machine. Every break in the buying journey won't just lose a customer. It will trigger a wave of negative reactions. One complaint on social media can travel farther than an ad campaign. Worse, it's the kind of damage that lingers. When customers feel disrespected, they don't leave quietly. They take their community with them. That's how businesses lose market share without raising prices or changing products. Customer retention is an art involving many links, from emotion to performance. Build a robust listening system, direct, periodic, with transparent response processes. What customers don't say is often most important. At the same time, practice stepping into the buyer's shoes, from calling, ordering, exchanging, to getting support. The better you understand that journey, the clearer the gaps become. Don't guess. Converse. Great experiences aren't always talked about, but they always bring customers back. Retention isn't enough. Aim to spark referrals. A loyal customer can bring dozens more. To do that, refine each touchpoint so every interaction becomes memorable. Surprise, empathy, problem solving. These form a kind of value money can't buy. People don't recall products, they recall feelings. And when your business evokes that emotion, customers will seek you out. Every day, pick one action to make the customer journey smoother. It could be improving a confirmation email, retraining a service phrase, or reviewing the process from a new customer's perspective. Focus on honesty, not hollow perfection. The best teams place customer emotions on the weekly agenda, and that's how they stay on track. Customers aren't outsiders. They are the reason everything you do has meaning. When customers are central, blending in is not an option. It's time to carve a difference deep enough to be unforgettable, even from a single interaction. Strategy 4: competition and differentiation. You cannot afford to be forgettable. No one remembers the second best. In a chaotic market, only the distinct survive long term. Being different doesn't mean being odd, but it must be clearly traceable. If you can't answer, why should customers choose us over others? You're blending into the crowd. Competitiveness doesn't come from imitation, but from accuracy, doing exactly what customers need, better than others. Real advantage isn't in product specs, but in the way you shape the first impression. Without a clear point of distinction, your organization will face pricing pressure, be replaceable, and eventually drowned in obscurity. The fiercest competition isn't from giants, it's from your own mediocrity. When you don't stand out, customers choose based on price. And when price becomes your only weapon, you've entered a war of attrition. A brand with no personality will always follow, never lead. That's the recurring trap of thousands of businesses barely surviving in short-term comfort, then disappearing silently. To stand firm, create a positioning statement that cannot be copied. Your USP, unique selling proposition, is not a marketing slogan, but a survival manifesto that defines your unique reason for existence. Re-examine the customer journey. Where do you create value your competitors can't? It might be your response speed, convenient location, personalized offerings, or service beyond expectations. If no highlight exists yet, start with your people, because when customers think of your brand, they think of you. Differentiation doesn't happen naturally. It must be trained and repeated. Infuse a competitive spirit into every meeting, ad, and service process. Train your team not just to do things well, but to do them differently. Erase the good enough mindset. Replace it with the principle every customer touchpoint must feel fresh and memorable. You don't need to perform miracles every time, but you must always create a consistent impression. That's how you escape the overlap with the rest of the market. To forge lasting differentiation, turn your USP into a lens that reflects every aspect of your operations. Embed it in new employee training, brand messaging, product reviews, marketing KPIs, and even crisis handling. When your USP is not just on a slide but present in every decision and cultural detail, customers feel it as a clear DNA. That's when you don't just stand out, you become a reference point. But being different is pointless if not fueled by healthy cash flow. No strategy is sustainable if finance is the blind spot in your operational thinking. Strategy 5. Money. The language of business performance. Businesses aren't defeated by markets, but by unclear financial decisions. When operators don't track cash flow and real profit margins, they make choices based on gut feelings or hope. In a volatile world, intuition can't replace data. Every dollar in or out tells a story. Understanding that story is the only way to control your speed, direction, and endurance. Finance should never be fully handed over to accountants. It must be a daily decision-making tool. Skipping detailed measurement leads to severe strategic misalignment. A business may think it's profitable while actually losing money with every transaction. Confusing revenue with cash flow, gross with net profit, can cause premature scaling or maintenance of an outdated model. A company lacking financial control is like a ship without radar. It may move at first, but eventually drifts off course. And when it's too late to correct, the biggest crashes come from within, not the market. Develop the habit of reading numbers as part of your strategic mindset. Each metric is either a warning or a guide. Clarify which numbers truly matter: real cash flow, customer acquisition cost, actual net margins. Design a lean yet continuous financial dashboard that reflects the current state in 5 minutes or less. When leadership understands these numbers deeply, they proactively manage growth instead of being trapped in a cycle of selling, spending, and straining. Controlling money means controlling your business's heartbeat. Beyond measurement, face financial reality with courage. Don't hide problems. Don't sugarcoat profit pictures. Identify waste quietly eroding your budget. Review every expense item: what truly adds value, what continues out of habit. Once clear, make decisions like a person guarding the company's last asset. Strict but transparent. Finance isn't a barrier to creativity. It's the mirror of precision across your operating mindset. Controlling money brings clarity. But to rise to the top, you need more. A bold ambition to reach the thresholds others wouldn't dare consider. That is the path toward excellence. Strategy 6. Excellence never settle for average. Every top-performing organization shares one trait: no one within it accepts mediocrity. Excellence isn't a destination. It's a commitment to always exceed standards. When a leader asks, "Is this good enough?" decline begins. Average is never safe. It's a sweet stagnation zone that deceives. In a competitive world, speed and quality are your lifelines. You can't maintain position using old abilities. Sharpness must be constantly honed by a daily desire to outperform yourself. If an organization chooses to stand still, it will be overtaken, not by breakthroughs, but by others' steady progress. Stability breeds stagnation, and stagnation is the shortest path to decline. Teams lose drive when there's nothing to strive for. Customers walk away when quality no longer surprises. Culture fades when improvement is no longer desired. All processes slowly become mechanical, soulless. An organization that settles for average is denying its potential for breakthrough. The desire for excellence must be reflected in every action, standard, and decision. Start by setting higher criteria than the market. Don't just do things right, do them better than expected. Build the capacity for continuous learning in every role, from leadership to frontline. Every project is a chance to raise operational standards. When everyone understands that not good enough is a cue to learn more, try again, and stretch limits, your company becomes a place that breeds unstoppable people. To turn excellence from slogan to reality, build an ecosystem that encourages surpassing standards. Create 360-degree feedback spaces for mutual learning. Reward those who set new benchmarks. Regularly update what good work means so it evolves with your bigger goals. Set challenges within the team who improved a process today. These small games foster a big culture where excellence isn't an order, but instinct. And when excellence becomes routine, your performance is no longer measured by systems or KPIs, but by real experiences that move both customers and teams. Strategy 7. Success is measured by the quality of experience. Not everyone defines success by revenue or purchase volume. For true entrepreneurs, real success lies in the feeling that they're doing meaningful work, serving the right people, and creating sustainable value. When you love what you do, you bring natural energy to it, no pushing needed. When you're proud of your product, you're not selling, you're sharing something you believe in. And when you genuinely appreciate your customers, you build a connection beyond transactions. These are the 3 milestones that mark a business on the right path: joy, effectiveness, and passion. An organization that loses its emotional core becomes a machine that generates no experience. Employees come for the paycheck, work out of duty, and leave because they don't feel they belong. Customers come and don't return, not because of serious mistakes, but because there's nothing to remember. What makes people stay isn't features, it's feelings. When no one feels like I enjoy working here or I want to come back, the business enters a danger zone not bad enough to be warned, but too bland to break through. We must redefine success as a balance between internal and external value. Observe real-life signs. Do employees smile while working? Do customers come back? Are your products mentioned with positive emotion? Each of these is a metric of experience. Create spaces for spontaneous storytelling, where teams share moments of delighting customers, where clients thank you for what seemed small. These moments don't appear in reports, but they are the map to real success. Experience not only reflects outcomes, it reveals how the entire strategy is being lived. It's time to step back and connect the pieces into a clear roadmap for transformation. Final, distillation and action, strategic synthesis and practical implementation roadmap. The 7 strategies don't stand alone. They form a synchronized operating system. Detail in execution lays the foundation for passion to spread. Passion energizes deep customer experience. Customer centrality inspires competitive innovation. Sustainable differentiation must be validated by financial performance. Financial control becomes the springboard for pursuing excellence. And excellence is meaningless if not reflected through the real emotions of customers and teams. This is a closed loop. No piece can be overlooked. A strong business is one that ties every small action to a larger strategic system. Instead of memorizing each tactic, pick one thing to do differently today. Start by examining how you show up, connect, and make decisions. Every choice carries a message about values. Every action signals the culture you're building. Don't wait for motivation. Create momentum. When you transform yourself, you change how your business runs. And when operations change, results are no longer something you chase. They become inevitable. What happens if everything is understood, but nothing is done? Will it take another shock to spark change? Or just one clear moment of awareness that time is running out and opportunity doesn't wait? All strategies are meaningless if today is filled with delay and tomorrow's behavior mirrors yesterday's. Not changing means exiting the game by default. Not daring means ending your dream with a period. Every choice you make now declares your future. Standing still is accepting being left behind. Stepping forward means redefining the race. No one stands outside the wave of transformation. This isn't the time to think more. This is the time to decide. Go all in. That's the mark of wave makers, not drifters. Thank you for watching the whole video. Please like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next videos.